Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my February book haul part 1. So, these are all the books that I picked up this last week at a library book sale. My dad bought more, but I have a lot of books to show you. I think it's 22 books. I did not buy all 22. I bought 19 of them. And then I have one book that my dad is letting me borrow, and then 2 books that were in grab bags that my dad bought. Like, it was like a freebie kind, or not a freebie, but you paid $1 and you don't know what's in the bag, you know, so surprise bag. I don't know what you call this. Anyway, point is, I only took 2 of the like a dozen that we had in both bags. So anyway, so I'll show those 2. So let's start with the book that I'm borrowing from my dad. That's Deadwake, The Last Crossing of the Lusitania by Eric Larson. This is one of the books I've not read of his. So he found this nice UK copy actually at the library book sale. So I'm going to buy it first because I'll read it faster than he will. So, but I was excited to get that because I really like a lot of his stuff. And then here's the one that I almost squealed. Like I really close to making some noise of squealing. I was so excited I saw it in such good condition. And that is the Romanovs, 1613 to 1918 by Simon Zweig Montefiore. So I've heard a lot about this history of the Romanovs, and I am just so excited to read this. That was Cooper. Anyway, I don't know what he's doing. Oh, I guess books are falling over because I moved something. Sorry. So I am really excited to read this. I've read a couple of books on history on Russia, and I'm really trying to get more background. So this is really cool. I really have been wanting to read this. I mean, I do have some other ones on the Romanovs, but that's the one I've been looking for. So as I said, I was so excited that I found it in such good condition. Because I almost bought it so many times. So I also got Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. I thought this would be interesting. I think I saw recently Doris All D Books read it. So I was thinking, you know, I haven't read anything on him. And it's one of those things where, you know, I heard a lot about him, but I don't know a lot about him, I guess is what I'm saying. So I don't know enough. So I want to read more. I was so excited to find this one as well. This is The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt by Edmund Morris. This is book 1 of his trilogy on books on Theodore Roosevelt. I found the other 2, Theodore Rex, and I don't know what the third one is. But I found that one. Yeah, I can't remember what the other one was. The third one. I have all 3 now. So I'm so excited because now I can start it. So again, I am collecting books for presidential books. This was a series that I definitely want to read. And again, I want to know more about Theodore Roosevelt. He's one of those ones where I've read other books on him, like River of Doubt. And he's been mentioned in other books. I just want to read more about him and learn more about him. I also picked up the Borgias, The Hidden History by G.J. Meyer. I had never seen this one before, but it's one of those historical families that I kind of want to read more about, and this is about in the Italian Renaissance and when they came to power, I'm guessing. So we will see. This is one I'm not sure where I saw it. I don't know, on somebody's channel or something, but it's Foundation, The History of England from its Earliest Beginnings to the Tudors by Peter Ackroyd. And I keep thinking there's a TV show or something connected to this, and I'm not positive. You guys, does anybody know? I think there's more books in this series, but I thought I had heard that this was good. So this is a broadcaster, so maybe, I don't know. I can't remember who talked about this, because it's been either since Nonfiction November or it was last Nonfiction November. I don't remember. But anyway, I picked it up, but it's just talking about the history of that. So I think that'd be pretty interesting. And then the last nonfiction I got was The Third Reich and Power by Richard J. Evans. I think it's gigantic. And this is book 2. So I actually still need to find book 1, which is The Coming of the Third Reich. I did look for it this winter when I was with my gift cards and things, but I couldn't find it. So I'm still on the lookout for the first book. And I know there's a third book as well, which is The Third Reich at War. But I just found this and it was, you know, pretty good condition. So I just need to find the first book now. So I will probably get that fairly soon so I can, well, I don't know, fairly soon. But, you know, I'll be looking for the first book to start so I can start this. And again, I have not researched a lot about, I mean, I've watched a lot of TV programs and documentaries and stuff, but I really would like to read a big history like that about that. And I think I saw those David Murphy's channel. I'm not positive. I saw it on somebody's channel. I don't remember, but the first book, but I wrote it down on my wish list, and then, as I said, I found the second one, so we're working on it. Then I have two historic fictions. I have the second book of the Lima Chronicles. I bought the first one, The Game of Kings, just, I think that's right, yeah, just last month. So I haven't started this yet, and this is Dorothy Dutton. I've just heard really good things about this. And it's 1550, about 1540s, I think is the first book. And anyway, so it's historical. I want to read all my historical fiction this year, but I'm not doing, I mean, I'm getting some read, but not enough. But this is another series I would like to try. So I have book 1 and 3 now. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I'll like them, and then If I like the first book, I'll pick up more. I'm not sure how many are in this series completely. Oh, I also picked up Paula McLean, Circling the Sun. So I don't know why I bought this really, except that in fact it mentioned Out of Africa, and I'm going to read that book here fairly soon. I was hoping to get to it this month, but it's not going to happen, I don't think. So I'm not sure if this is actually a fictionalized version of Out of Africa, which is a memoir of time in Kenya in the 1920s. The reason I bought that book was because I'd read it about An Immovable Feast by Ernest Hemingway, and they mentioned it. And then this actually, I bought her other book, The Paris Wife, which is on Ernest Hemingway. My cats found the other pen. Oh my god, you guys. Oh, cats. Anyway, so I'm not sure what I want to read The Paris Wife because that was fictionalized of A Movable Feast, of what happens in that. And this might be I'm not quite sure. I have to look more into that. I just picked it on a whim. Anyway, sorry. I just rambled about that. Then some classics that I got. I got The Harp in the South by Ruth Park. And I just saw this on Natalia's My Reading Days. I think she read it on the fall, or, well, a couple months ago, I think. Our fall, her spring. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't remember when exactly, but it was an Australian classic, I think from the 1940s. I don't know anything about it. I think it has to do with a town or something. I don't know. But it says it's an Australian classic, so I picked it up because I like to read classics from other parts of the world, and they're always different. So could you not... Sorry. I just need to take the pen away because cats. Okay, I also found a Fanny Trollope. This is the Vicar of Wax. I just picked it up because it was Fanny Trollope and the mother of Anthony Trollope. So I don't have any of her books. I don't know if this is a good one or not. It has to do with a widow, and but then somebody, it looks like a reverend, comes to offer his support after she's widowed. And he wants more, and her daughters don't like him, and so I'm not sure what happens. So I'm sure it's talking about something about that. I don't know. It sounded interesting. I think she wrote in the early published in 1837. And then this one, I don't know why I picked this up for sure, and I'm just not sure if I've read this before. So this is Lawrence Stern, The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Gentleman. And I know I either read part of this for school or for college, or I read the whole thing, but I don't recall. And I didn't go upstairs and look up if I have it as one of my books. And there are tons of notes in this book, so it's the book, there's not a whole lot of actual story, but I kind of am trying to get, I want to read more 18th century literature that I own, and also do some more reading in early forms of the novel, you know, to just get some more stuff. I've read some stuff, like, I mean, I found out an abridged version of Clarissa, and now I can't think of his name right now. My brain just shut down. But anyway, but I know this is one that I've heard of. I read part of it, or I read it, and I just don't remember but it was a gorgeous penguin version, so I just got it. And then I got a small little penguin of Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, I think is how his name said. It's The Sorrows of Young Werther. And I think I saw Steve Donoghue talk about this one at one point. I don't know if he did a read along or something. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. But it's translated from the Norwegian. No, God, my brain just did that. It's German. This is German. For Read More German books, that is being put on by Mel and Mel's Bookland Adventure and Britta Bohler at the second shelf. This was translated by Michael Hulse. And so, anyway, so this has to do with the young man who, I guess, who's sensitive and romantic and meets and falls in love with somebody. And then she's supposed to marry somebody else, and then, I don't know, things go badly. I can't tell. It's really small, but I've never read anything by him. And as I said, it's one of those books, or one of those authors, I know his name, but nothing else. And it looks like, I don't know when this was written. Anyway, so I don't know. I'll have to, it was either late 1700s or early 1800s. So anyway, but we're going to read that. So then I have two more for Read More German books. One of them is called All for Nothing by Walter Kempowski. This was translated from the German by Anthea Bell. So this is a fiction about, I guess he's a well-known author. It was his last novel, published in 2006, but it's on 1945 in East Prussia, and as I think the German forces are retreating and the Red Army is approaching, and this is, I think, a family at an estate or something. So I don't know. I picked it up when I found out it was, well, I like these New York, I don't know what they call them anymore, review books. I like these copies, so I just picked it up. And then I don't know what I was thinking, but I picked up the 2 volumes of The Man Without Qualities by Robert Muesli. I don't know anything about this. I think over both books, it is 1770 pages. So it's huge. I don't know if I'm probably not going to read this year. But it's definitely, I could look into it. And again, it's supposed to be, let's see, it's translated from the German by Sophie Wilkins. I don't know. It's supposed to show the lost world of the Austrian Empire on the eve of World War I. And he's talking about August 1913, and Vienna is preparing to celebrate the 70th Jubilee of Emperor Franz Joseph. And it has to do with this Ulrich guy. Other than that, I know nothing. But it's huge, and I think I saw this on Steve Donoghue's channel. I think he's on one of his Brattle hauls. I'm not positive. I can't remember now. You watch so much you can't remember. But it's huge. Has anybody read this or even looked at it? I don't even know if it's going to be good or not. I don't know. I just picked it up because they were German. And I need to start that project. I've not read any of them. I'm planning to read at least 5 this year, and I haven't read any yet. So got to get on that. But now I bought another, few. For science fiction, I picked up Snow Crash by Neil Stevenson. He is an author I have read at least 4 or 5 books from. I just haven't read anything in the last, decade. I don't know. It's been a long time. Feels like a long time. So I don't know anything about this, but this is the one most people say they really like of his, and it's the one I have not read. So it's a horrible copy. I mean, it's really, but I'm really reading it just to see if I would like it. And I can do that. And then this one I picked up kind of on a whim. It's called Guns of the Dawn, and it's, I'm pretty sure it's like a powder, guns, for, like fantasy. I'm pretty sure this is a fantasy. So I know it has to do with a woman who has to join the army for whatever war, but I think it's fantastical, and it's by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Anyway, I have 2 other books. Those are series, but almost DNF'd one of them. I put it aside and I'm going to get back to it and try to finish it. And then the other one I haven't even tried yet. Now I got a third one. I got to stop doing that. But it was there and I wanted to try it. And then I have one more book, or two more books. I don't know where to classify this. This is mystery. I guess this is mystery, sorry. It's a Joette Heyer book. It's the finished clue, the unfinished clue. So I did try one of her romances, and I didn't really click with a historical romance just from her time period, because she wrote a lot of books, but she wrote a lot of mysteries too. So I thought, I was going to say 1934 this is written. So I'm really excited to read this. I've not read any of her mysteries. My mom really enjoyed her when she was a kid, because she and her grandmother, so my great grandmother, they used to read Joette Heyer together. So they would, my great grandmother would buy the book and then my mom would get to read them. So, but my mom doesn't remember this one, so she'll probably borrow it after I do. But you know, March Mystery Madness, I might read that. And then the last of the books that I bought is Idaho by Emily Ruskovic. I don't know how you say that last name. I can't think right now. And this one has always intrigued me, because it has to do with a family, I think, that goes somewhere, and then somebody does something to one of the daughters. I'm not quite sure. And then that's in the past, and then something's happened in the future to connect that. I'm not quite sure. I have no idea. I don't remember. It just sounded interesting at the time, and I tried not to buy too many contemporary fiction books. I'm trying to get away from that, but this is one I definitely still wanted to pick up. And then the last two, really quickly here, are books that were in the grab bags that my dad bought 2 bags full, and they were books I'd never heard of. But the two, I picked up one, Peter Tonkin, Deadly Impact, a Richard Mariner nautical adventure. And this one sounded like a cool little adventure. So I'm sure there's probably a series. It looks like it. But I thought I could just dip into it. And it has to do with the world's largest liquid natural gas tanker is a huge and risky investment. And then something happens to it. It has the potential of 55 atom bombs. But some pirates hijacked the vessel that has this amount of stuff, not this ship. Anyway, sounds good. And then the only other one I took was Black Lake by Joanna Lake. Liz Schubert mentioned that she thought that she liked this one, or she said she liked this one, and then I think it was on Steve Donoghue's list of some sort at one point. I don't know. This has to do with some kind of place. I can't remember now where it was. But it has to do with like a seaside or Irish seaside estate. It's an estate, and then it's this family trying to deal with the fact they can't afford to keep it anymore, so they have to move from the house down to the cottage or whatever, and then it's kind of like family stuff. So I don't know. I just picked it. So anyway, that is it. That's all the books I got. Cat on last Friday. So with my dad, my dad got a lot more. Anyway, so now I gotta find where I'm gonna put all these books. So anyway, if you guys have read any of these books, or any of these books you think I should read sooner rather than later, any suggestions, let me know. If you know about any of these books that I was like unsure about, let me know. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.